Hey, Stefan.
Hey, what's up?
Are you bored?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty bored.
I think I know what we should do.
Do you know where the chess come from?
I don't know. I always thought it was from Greece or ancient Rome.
No, apparently it comes from India.
Okay, so here's what all the chess pieces do. The entire front row, those are all the pawns. Left to the back, we have the castle or the rook. We've got the knight, bishop, king, queen, same as the last three. And important to remember is that there should be a white corner by the right hand.
How does it work?
So maybe I'll start with the pawns first, right? The pawns, they generally move one space at a time. But if they're just in the start position, you can jump 2 spaces ahead, but that's it. That's the only time you can jump 2 spaces ahead. And the way that the pawns get other pieces is, for example, if your bishop was all the way out here, and one of my pawns was over here, the pawn can get another piece as long as it's diagonal, right? And if a pawn makes it all the way to the other end of the board, then you can bring back one of your pieces that got taken out.
What about the rook?
This guy over here, well, the rook can move as far forward and as far to the left and to the right as it wants, as long as there's space. So for example, if my rook was all the way out here, it can go all the way here, all the way here, and all the way to the forward and to the back. But it cannot move diagonally. It cannot do that.
And what about the knight?
This guy over here, this one is special because it's the only piece that can jump over other pieces. And how the knight moves, let's just pretend my knight was out here. The knight always moves like an L. Think about an L. It can move 2 this way and 1 up. So I traced an L. But it can also go in other directions. It can go up and to the left or to the right. It could also go up like this and this way, or it can go up and this way. But the point is, it always traces an L that has one long side and one short side.
And what about the bishop?
So the bishop, let's just put it out here for example. The bishop can move as far as it wants, but only diagonally. So it can only move diagonally forward like this. It can also move diagonally backwards like this, but the bishop cannot jump over other pieces like the knight can. So, for example, if I wanted to move my bishop, I would have to get this pawn out of the way first. And then my bishop can move diagonal, diagonal, diagonal.
And now, what about the king and the queen?
So, notice that we have 2 sides, the white and the black. If you're playing with the white pieces, that means your queen has to start off on a white square. If you look over here, this queen is starting off on a black square. And so how it moves is the queen, for example, it cannot jump over other pieces, but it can move as far as it wants diagonally. Well, that's horizontally. It can move as far as it wants horizontally, like this. It can move diagonally too, as much as it wants. And you could think about the queen as being a combination of these 2.
So it's like the strongest piece of the chessboard, is it?
Yes, it's one of the strongest pieces you can have.
Cool. And what about the king?
Well, this king is special because if your king is taken out, that means your opponent wins the game. How the king moves is it can only move 1 space at a time, but in any direction. So the king can move here, 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 but it can also move diagonal like this. And just like the queen, it can go forwards and backwards. Okay. So how do we decide who starts first?
So you pick up 2 pawns, you shake your hands, and then you're gonna have to choose a hand.
Okay, left hand.
Oh, you won. That means you start.
So because the white always starts first, because I picked the white, that means
Exactly.
I go first. Cool.